What's up everybody, it's Jet Desert Fox back with another straight out of the box. This is the video series in which I get a gun from a retailer or manufacturer, open it up right in front of you guys, give you my initial unbiased thoughts and opinions on the gun as I go through and just handle it and test it and maybe even break it. Today we're going to be taking a look at the CYMA SR16E3 AEG. Now this isn't a new gun by any means. The SR16 and CYMA have been making M4s now for about, I don't know, 5-6 years or so. This gun is a part of a project that I am working on for a new loadout, and I thought I'd just give it an unboxing before I send it off to get all of its fancy new upgrades. So let's get into it. On the outside of the box, we've got the CYMA logo, electric rifle, and that's kind of it for information on the side of the box. Yeah, I got a photo of the gun itself on the side. Inside, oh, also let me note, since CYMA has all of these crazy nomenclatures all revolving around CM, period, 1 to 100, phonetic alphabet, blah, blah, blah. This is the CM.006A-BK. BK probably standing for black. Okay, I've got the instruction manual. It's a 3 or 4 color manual. Half of it is in what appears to be Taiwanese, or yeah, probably Taiwanese, and English. What information do we have in here? How to load the magazine into the gun, fire selector stuff, how to put your battery in, how to adjust your front and rear sight, and how to access the hop-up, how to move the stock. Okay, cool. It does explain how to use the hop-up with a picture of the hop-up trajectory. Probably the single most important thing that needs to be in the manual besides where to put the battery. So good job, CYMA, decent manual. All right, we've got a bunch of foam protecting the gun. Inside the box, we've got a bag of BBs that we have no idea what weight they are. We've got a magazine. It is a high capacity mag. Got all these other slots with nothing else inside of them. We have the gun itself. We've got a dejamming rod and some silicone gel. Let's see if there's anything else on the bottom. Nope, that is it. All right, bummed about this, but as we unbox it, oh no, the buffer tube is, whoa, what the heck? It's stuck. Well, the buffer tube is, why would you do this, CYMA? What? The buffer tube is basically falling off the gun. Oh no. Why? What has happened? Obviously the screw inside the buffer tube holding it to the rest of the body has become loose at some point during either assembly or shipment, and it's just kind of wobbling here. Now, this isn't a completely detrimental thing to the performance of the gun. We just need to get a screwdriver, shove it down the buffer tube, and tighten it. I don't know if I have a screwdriver though that's long enough for this. You would think this would not happen with a gun like CYMA. They've been around for so long and do such quality work, especially on their AKs. So this is a bit of a shock to me. Oh man, let's see if I have a screwdriver. I'm pretty sure I don't. All right, I don't know if this is gonna cut it or not. Let's see. So the terrible thing about this is you need a screwdriver that the shaft itself needs to be like this long with a light on the end. Oh no. Man, what a shock. I haven't had a gun come to me this messed up since I reviewed that Lancer gun that just broke out of the box. You might be saying, well, why isn't this such a big deal? You went nuts over that LCT 104 that had a non-functioning hop-up. And as I stated in that video, the hop-up is basically the meat and potatoes of an airsoft gun, and when that doesn't work, you can't use it. This is a problem and should definitely not happen when you spend, you know, about, this gun retails for around $180 on evic.com. And for that price point, it's a lower price point, but still you would imagine that the gun would come in one piece. So I've kind of got it. I just need to mess, there we go. Okay, we got it on there. Just Tighten this up a little bit. Okay, no more wobble. All right, buffer tube wobble is gone. We'll just leave that off for now. Let's take a look at the rest of the gun. On the front, we've got our federally mandated orange tip. We've got a nice quad rail, integrated flip-up sights. The front sight is integrated into the rail and the rear sight is just a peephole. Right side of the receiver, stay back 100 meters or you will be shot. If anyone doesn't know, this originates from the war in Iraq. This was on the back of a bunch of Humvees, including the one that I rode in. We had a giant sign that was like white, red, and green in some areas, and this is essentially what it said. But if you did come into that 100 meters, first we would fire a warning shot. Well, we'd fire a flare, maybe some warning shots, and then you would ultimately maybe be shot. During my deployment, it only happened about a handful of times, and a couple of times, I really don't know how people didn't see the sign, heed any of the warnings. War is heck. On the other side, we've got a skull and crossbone, caliber multi, and BAMF training weapon. So we've got all sorts of hilarious markings on here. Personally, I would be fine with it just saying absolutely nothing, just straight black. I don't really care about trades. Maybe you do, maybe you find these cool. Hey, awesome. So pulling back on the charging handle, the dust cover flings open. The mock bolt locks back to the rear. If I hit the mock bolt catch and release, that should send it forward, and it does. And it looks like there's an ambidextrous bolt catch right here. Oh, there is, and it functions. Very nice, very nice. The magazine release is also ambidextrous. The dust cover doesn't want to close anymore. No, CYMA. Wow, did I just get a really bad gun? What? Crazy. All right. Well, that sucks. This doesn't close anymore. QC number 8, you failed your job. This does not work. WTF. Selector switch is also ambidextrous. Has some nice positive clicking. It's great. The trigger is just a normal trigger with a slightly enhanced trigger guard. The pistol grip has some texturizing on the sides, but none on the front and the rear. There are QD sling attachment points on the left, right, and rear of the lower receiver. We've got our buffer tube, which we fixed. We can see that the gun is wired to a small TAMIYA with a fuse. I don't think CYMA has integrated any MOSFETs into their guns as of yet, especially at the price point that they're at. We've got a crane stock without severing any wires or anything. See how easy it is to get into the battery compartment. Access the battery compartment at the rear of the stock by pushing in on these two tabs. And then you've got another piece that you need to take out right here. And that reveals the entire battery compartment. Quite honestly, I hate this setup for a crane stock battery compartment. I've lost countless of these secondary pieces, and sometimes the battery won't fit when you put this on. So you're just kind of left with putting it on like this. And while that isn't that bad, sometimes you can see wires sticking out, and then obviously you've got this gap right here. When this thing is shouldered into and you've got all your gear on and you're playing, no one's really gonna notice except for maybe you or someone who's just right next to you. But I highly suggest switching out this stock. But again, that's just my personal preference. You might like this stock and like this compartment a lot. Also on the rail system, there are QD attachment points toward the rear of the rails on the left and right hand side. That's pretty much it for the externals. Got our high cap, standard high cap. It baffles me when companies put bags of BBs with their guns but don't tell you what weight it is. Like, it's something that's very important to almost everybody in Airsoft, knowing what weight they're gonna use for better accuracy or range or whatever they're trying to accomplish with their BB, and throwing this bag of BBs in here with no designation of what they are is, why even bother doing that? All right, let's hook this up to a battery and see if it will fire. Got a Titan Power 11.1 lithium ion battery. Let's put some iPro on. One of these mystery BBs might be in the hop up, who knows? All right, shoots decent enough. Not insanely snappy or crisp, but it sounds good. Let's try full auto. Pretty standard, pretty standard. While not anything to really gloat about, it does sound consistent. I don't hear any like whirring or like weird spin up noises or anything when firing this. It's decent. Yeah, it's about an average AEG. Not bad, not fantastic. Oh, there we go, it's now closed. That's so weird. I had tried so many times to just close this and that it just randomly closes. I really like the placement of this particular bolt catch and release lever. Very handy. All right, there it goes. Now the dust cover is working properly. Cool. I'm gonna put the battery back inside. We're gonna load this high cap up with Elite Force 0.25 gram BBs and chrono this bad boy. First shot through the chrono with the CYMA SR16E3 AG. 368 at 1.57 joules. Again, these are Elite Force 0.25 gram biodegradable BBs. 367, 1.56, 368, 368 again, 365, 365. Seeing some good consistency. Whoa. 370, small jump right there. We're still at 1.5 joules. 364. I think I hit one of the targets. All right, good consistency from the coming out of the chrono readings. We're at about an average of 365. Staying solid at a 1.5 joule. All right, let's hit some targets. Got a bunch of evic.com can targets at about 10 to 15 feet away. I'll have the meters on the screen in case you're wondering what that is in meters. All right, nice. Shoot this for some distance. All right, the hop up is definitely not on. Let's see if we can adjust the hop up and turn it up a little bit. Also gives us a chance to make sure the hop up is working. Turn it up a little bit more, or a lot more, I should say. There we go. Okay, that might be a little overhopped, but the hop up is definitely working. Let's try full auto. Oh yeah, we're definitely overhopped. Yep, just a decent firing gun. Nice. Initial thoughts on the CYMA SR16E3. I feel a little betrayed by CYMA because this buffer tube was completely off. That is so crazy. I've never encountered that with one of their guns before. Mainly because I've been dealing with just their AKs, but I mean, a number of things can also go wrong with an AK, but I've never seen a goof up like that before on an M4. That is hilarious, and also just like what the heck? Crazy. Obviously it's fixed now. The buffer tube is on there nice and secure. It took about, I don't know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes of which was finding the screwdriver, and then the other minute was just hoping to God it would fit down the buffer tube and get screwed on there. As for the gun itself, it performs well. Nothing, like I had mentioned earlier, nothing really spectacular. It shot decent outside, good consistency with the out of the chrono. But I mean, that's just kind of it. It's just a very normal, basic-ish, I guess if you would say, airsoft gun. Quite honestly, this truly would be a great beginner gun. The price point is sub $200. It has a quad rail already built in, so you know you can already put whatever accessories you want on this gun. Vertical grip, angled foregrip, plenty of space for optics, cameras, lights, lasers, you name it. This quad rail could probably fit it. Lots of great sling attachment points on the handguard and also on the receiver. There's also sling attachment points or sling attachment slots here at on the back of the crane stock. I did figure out what is going on with the dust cover. So when the dust cover opens and you try to close it, the little detent spring here for the dust cover gets caught sometimes. Like it's stuck down on the bottom right now, so it won't close. But if you kind of push it upward, then it will magically close. Another external flaw from the CYMA, so that's technically, I mean, that's kind of like 2 strikes really if you think about it. I am, again, a little taken back by these external problems from this CYMA gun. Yeah, it's a little disappointing. Knowing that, would I recommend this? I'm not quite sure anymore. I think probably the newer models of CYMAs are hopefully better. Like I said, this is an older version. This gun came out about 5 years ago. The reason I'm getting it now is for a specific loadout, which we'll get into, but the gun will not stay like this. It's going to get sent off to have a bunch of upgrades and other things done to it. I don't want to spoil it, but when this gun gets back to me, it will be completely different, internally at least. In terms of what you would expect from CYMA, this is kind of subpar. Unfortunately, I mean, we all know that their AKs are amazing and work, you know, for decades, but it's kind of a bummer to see this specific platform just come to me kind of busted. I guess that's gonna wrap up this straight out of the box. As always, this is Jet Desert Fox, and I'll see you on the field. When you see me with this, it'll be completely different. Oh man, CYMA, what happened? QC guy number 8, you're fired. What? How did this get by you?